Next up, we have Julia Haart, a strong advocate of press freedom, a philanthropist, and a believer in the mission of the AFPC as a member of the board of directors. She is a storyteller and wrote a book called Brazen about her decision to leave the Orthodox Jewish community 11 years ago. She's also starred and produced in the Netflix series My Unorthodox Life. She shared her story publicly, and so honestly, for a reason. Because she knows the power of a story. Julia has also witnessed the consequences of the war in Ukraine and went there to help share their stories. She's leaving for Israel tomorrow to do the same. Please join me in welcoming Julia Haart.
I have to say I'm a bit embarrassed to be speaking at such an august event with people who have literally risked their lives day in and day out to tell the truth. So I apologize for being here. Buddha says, 3 things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, the truth. We as human beings, we tend to give value to the stories that are constantly disseminated. The more you read about something, the more that you assume it has meaning, purpose, and importance. And the problem is I think everyone in this room knows, and I've done some diligence on this, it is somewhere between 62 and 71% of the global population that is currently today receiving their information from social media. We need to pause on that for a moment. You know, Walter Lippmann once said, there can be no higher law in journalism than to tell the truth and shame the devil. Telling the truth is very unpopular, very often. And in fact, what does Winston Churchill famously say, right? A lie goes halfway around the world before truth has time to put its pants on. It's very difficult to distinguish between a lie and the truth. And what the Russians have done in Ukraine so well and what Hamas is doing so well is when you tell a lie over and over and over again, guess what it begins to sound like? It begins to sound like the truth. That's what we're facing. Millennials, young people today who have no historic perspective, most of whom can't find some of the places we're speaking about on the map. They are making decisions, and they are the people who will be running the world 20 years from now. And they are being fed a constant stream of propaganda, misinformation. I had the honor of going with Mitzi to Ukraine. I've actually been to Ukraine. It's a strange world we live in when a reality star can say, I've been into two world war zones in the past year, and I'm going into my 3rd war zone tomorrow. I'm actually going to the front lines. I'm going to Gaza. I'm going to be speaking to people on both sides of the divide who have the same message to tell. And that's why I think what every person here does is so incredibly important. Words matter. You call Hamas a terrorist organization, it's one word. Or you call them freedom fighters, all right, 2 words, 5. It changes everything. Words have power. Stories unite or divide. Look how far we've come as a humanity, right? AI that we just spoke about. We have hotels on the moon, and yet look at us. We are more divided. We are angry. There is just so much hatred and this constant repetition of old prejudices that you would think at this point of humanity we would have graduated from them, and yet we haven't. But we cannot give up. We cannot stop disseminating truth. We cannot stop putting ourselves in harm's way to share the stories with the world that will unite rather than divide. I know, and I believe in every fiber of my being, that what unites us is greater than what divides us. So I ask all of you, don't stop. So many journalists are killed or threatened. So many of you get backlash when you speak the truth. What you are doing is more important today than it has ever been. And I want to end with Martin Luther King Jr. He once said, "I believed that unarmed truth and unconditional love will have the final word in reality. This is why right, temporarily defeated, will overcome and be stronger than evil triumphant. You are the arbiters of truth and right, and from the bottom of my heart, I thank you. Thank you so much, and wish me luck in Israel."
Good luck, Julia, and we can't wait to hear the stories that you're going to tell from Gaza.